Am I ready for this? This is gonna be a fun, long series that I am totally ready for. I think I am at least, but it's gonna be so much fun and I really just can't wait to get into it and just have so much fun with this. Hi YouTube, so I am back here with another 52 hard questions. This is gonna be a really exciting one because this is the first week out of a 4-week series. What does this mean, these series? I need to really calm down because I'm just trying to spread so much shit over so many different weeks. But I'm excited for this one. I found out this project, or at least this article a couple of weeks ago when I started watching TED Talks, and it's about the 36 questions that will lead to love. Alright, and I'm kind of nervous to kind of hear how I'm going to respond to these just because I've never really put myself in these kind of situations. I'm ready to really get to know myself for you guys to really get to know me too. This is an article by Mandy Len Catron. It's from one of her essays called To Fall in Love with Anyone, Do This. 36 questions that are broken up into 3 sets, with each set intended to be more probing than the previous one. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get into this one. It's conveniently broken into, I guess, 3 different sets, and so I have 1 set for each week, and so it's gonna be a lot of fun. We'll see how this goes. So I guess basically the question at hand is, what will it take for you to fall in love with me? So basically the point of all of these questions is for you to fall in love with me. I'm not forcing you to fall in love with me, I'm not trying to get you to do any of that, but all I'm saying is if you do not fall in love with me by the time I'm done with this series, I will probably kill myself. Do you want me to kill myself? I'm just going to go ahead and dive right into this one. I'm just going to do them one at a time. There are some questions that I'm probably going to skip because it does require 2 people and I'm literally just doing this by myself. Question number 1. Given the choice of anyone in the world, whom would you want as a dinner guest? I would probably say, off the top of my head, Margaret Cho. Margaret Cho is someone that I've looked up to since I was in middle school. She's someone who has continuously made me laugh. She's an amazing voice for our gay community. I feel like I can relate to her on a queer perspective, and I can also relate to her on an Asian American level. And I guess there's a third one, the fact that we're both from the Bay Area. The things that she talks about in her comedy just really makes me feel like I can relate to her, which is really, really nice. I feel like I'd have a lot to talk about. I feel like I would be able to learn a lot. And after that dinner, I would totally take her home, get her in bed, and do her nails, and paint her roots, and cut her bangs, and okay, yeah, I know where this is going. Question number 2. Would you like to be famous, and in what way? You know, when I was younger, I did want to grow up and be famous. I've always wanted to be on TV. I've always wanted to be a singer. I've always just wanted people to know who I was. And I don't know if that's just me being an attention whore, or if that's just what I've always pictured to be a dream for a lot of people, including myself. I would like to be famous, but I would not like to be notorious. There's a big difference there. Basically by that I mean I want to be famous and I want to be well known for doing great things in the world. I don't want to be famous for anything bad, I guess is what I mean. But would I like to be famous? Sure, why not? Question number 3. Before making a telephone call, do you ever rehearse what you're going to say and why? Before I make a phone call, I usually don't try to rehearse what I try to say. I usually just kind of go with the flow. I'm pretty spontaneous as a person, and so for that reason, I don't really plan out exactly what I'm going to say. I do usually call with intent, if I'm trying to find something out or if I'm trying to make plans with someone, and I'm pretty good at just kind of coming up with things on the spot. So, I don't really feel like I need to rehearse a lot of things. I just kind of like when things are more natural and when they just kind of flow, Question number 4. What would you constitute a perfect day for you? Perfect day for me would probably be April 25th. Not too hot, it's not too cold, and all you really need is a light jacket. No, totally stole that. A perfect day for me would just be a day where I get to do whatever the fuck I want. A perfect day for me would probably include the beach at some point. It would also include some sort of physical outdoorsy activity or some sort like a hike. One thing that I could probably consider to be a perfect day would be just something where I get to do something completely new and I go on an adventure to a place that I've never been to before. That seems pretty awesome and exciting, right? Question number 5. When did you last sing to yourself or to somebody else? I sing in my car every fucking day. On my way to work, I'm just, hitting some moves and shit, some of that. Some left to right, all some of that. Last time I sang to somebody else, I mean, that's kind of weird. I've sang with people, I've never really sang to someone though. Maybe I should try that. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I think if there's one thing that I can think of is when I was dating Kyle at the time, and I serenaded him in the car to some Savage Garden. He started crying, and I think those were tears of joy, not tears of, you know, he sings so bad, I need to get it out. Yeah, that's the last time that I can think of that I've sang to someone, but I can't really remember since. Yeah, maybe I should try that. That'd be fun. Question number 6. If you were able to live to the age of 90 and retain either the mind or body of a 30-year-old for the last 60 years of your life, which would you want? So basically, I think what it's asking is, by the time I'm 30, would I like to keep my mind at the age of 30, or would I like to have the body of a 30-year-old? That's a tough one. I don't know. I might want to keep the body of a 30-year-old just because I know that I'd still have some energy. By the time I'm 60 or so, or like when I'm much older, I'm probably not going to have energy to do anything. So by having the body of a 30-year-old would probably be really awesome. If I had the mindset of a 30-year-old though, I don't know if that'd be a good idea either. I think it'd be very spontaneous still. It probably, I mean, I'm not even 30, so I wouldn't be able to say right now. Even me at 25, I'm still growing, and by the time I'm 30, I mean, who knows where I'm going to be. But yeah, I'd probably have to see the body of a 30-year-old, just so that way I still have the energy and I still have the capacity in order to try and do all the things that I want to do. Question number 7. Do you have a secret hunch about how you will die? Okay, these are really interesting questions. I feel like I don't know how I'm gonna die. I don't know a lot of the answers to these questions. It's like, you know, what I think, obviously. If I had to think about how I was going to die, I would like to not think that global warming is gonna get so bad to the point where I'm literally gonna melt. But can you imagine the weight loss? I've always had a fear of dying by someone throwing acid at me. So that's why whenever I watch like movies like Saw 3 or anything that just involves like battery acid or whatever, I feel like, okay, that's how I'm gonna die. How do I think I'm gonna die though? I feel like it might be Wi-Fi cancer. Okay, I'm gonna skip number 8 because it requires another person. Question number 9. For what in your life do you feel most grateful? Having a big dick. I think the thing that I'm most grateful for is probably my determination in order to try and make it work wherever I'm at. Probably living in America, that could be one thing too. Okay, if I had to pick one thing out of everything, one thing that I learned is you become really grateful for the things that you have, that you used to have when they're not there anymore. I mean, getting out of a relationship recently, and I think just, you know, friends moving away and things of that nature, it's really made me a lot more grateful for the things that I have right now and the relationships that I have. So I think one thing that I'm really grateful for is probably the thing that I'm scared of losing the most, which is probably the connections and the relationships that I built with people around me. Either that or it's my personality and my ability to kind of make friends wherever I go. Question number 10. If you could change anything about the way you were raised, what would it be? Probably have my mom and dad involved a little bit more. I feel like I'd have a little bit more guidance, or like a little bit more support that way, which I kind of felt like I never really had growing up. I don't know, I wish I was around a lot more loving people. Not just towards me, but like towards, I don't know, like husbands and wives or whatever. I just feel like I haven't really seen a lot of good relationships in my life, and so I don't really know what a good relationship is or like what a healthy one is. The last question, question number 11. Take 4 minutes and tell your partner your life story in as much detail as possible. Okay, let's put 4 minutes on the clock and let's get this one going. 4 minutes on the clock, and let's get it going. Okay, my name is Johnny Chang. I'm 25 years old. Born and raised in Oakland, California. Moved out to San Ramon when I was 15, when I went to high school. Moved back to Oakland after getting kicked out of my house. Moved down here to SoCal when I was 18 and never left. I am a proud flaming homosexual. I love makeup, I love art, I love hiking, I love going to the gym, I love food adventures, I love just hanging out with my friends, I love making new friends, I love drinking, I like smoking cigarettes, I love makeup, I love skincare, I love beauty, I love YouTube, I love all of it. Okay, maybe I'm just kind of going into the things that I like now. Life story, okay. My family is Chinese and white. I grew up without a dad. I grew up mostly without a mom too. I was basically raised by my grandparents and my aunts. I don't really have a great relationship with most of my family, and I'm fine with that. Would I like a good relationship with them? Of course. Do I know what it takes to get there? Not really. Do I feel confident in myself that I'd be able to get there? Of course. This is tough. I grew up watching a lot of television and playing a lot of video games, and so I know my way in and around electronics. I grew up without a lot of friends. My 7th grade was really, really hard for me. Actually, growing up in school in Oakland was just really hard in general, just because I felt really singled out and I felt really different and I never really fit in anywhere. It wasn't until I was in high school that I just stopped caring what other people thought, and I just started doing whatever the fuck I wanted. And I really kind of blossomed and became my own person at that point. I grew up with a lot of abuse, but I feel like I don't want to let that hold me back or anything. I feel like that just makes me stronger of a person. Met my dad when I was 18, and I don't really want a relationship with him anymore. Yeah, I always felt like I kind of grew up pretty misunderstood, and so that caused me to not really be able to really understand myself, and it caused me to really have a lot of identity issues. But after a certain point, I just figured it out. And I've been doing small things ever since that I've been doing to just kind of figure myself out as well. Ever since, I've never really grown up with a lot of closeness or a lot of like warmth or anything. I do want to kind of reverse that and not kind of put the same thing out there in this world. I want to go ahead and spread as much warmth in the world as I can. And I want all of my friends to know that I love all of them. And I wish nothing but the best for anyone. I don't like to think badly of people. And I'm just a really positive person. And that's the T. There you go. 4 minutes. Done. That's it for this set of questions. I had a lot of fun doing it. It was interesting. It was just like a whole bunch of rapid fire shit that I just really enjoyed. I think that's it for this video, guys. I hope you guys really got to know me a little bit more in that sense. Please be sure to like this video and comment down below what your guys' answers would be to any of these questions, or if there's anything that really stuck out to you. And please be sure to subscribe to my channel for more videos just like these ones. Stay tuned for the next 2 weeks. Next week will be the second set, and the week after that will be the third. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I don't even know what the rest of the questions are. I mean, I didn't even know what any of these questions were today. They kind of hit me out of nowhere. But I had a lot of fun doing it, and I'm sure I'm going to have a lot of fun doing the other ones too. So, thanks again guys so much for watching, and I really appreciate it. Have a good one. Bye.